Alright fellas, here we're back in Pokemon Masters, and today we're going to be looking at Anniversary Skyla and Tornadus here. Not because she's got a re-release, which she did recently during the September, Pokemon Scouts and whatnot, which I could have done a video then, but I don't have a video to put out today, so I figured, you know what? I use Anniversary Skyla a lot, so let's dedicate the focus of the video to her and see just how well she's able to help out a lot of allies as well as do other things. And if you have any suggestions for random sync pairs you would like me to, review in the future, whether it be for stadium battles, legendary arenas, random extreme battles, or whatever else, let me know in the comments and whatnot. I'll try and compile a small list of the sync pairs I think could be fun to review. And, you may see them in future, areas where I don't really have anything to record and I have no ideas for who to record. So, yeah. Anyway, let's go on, get to the first battle of the video. Anniversary Skyla is a very, very, very good sync pair, even now in 2023. Alright, here's the first battle versus Flying Weak Marshall. We've got Sabrina, Lodge Steven, and of course Anniversary Skyla. So Sabrina here is in order to buff Skyla's speed, special attack, and crit, because she can do it herself, but it's a little bit slow. So just having someone there to support it a little bit, two better than one, right? Lodge Steven is just here for special defense debuffs, though it ends up not mattering because I forgot that Marshall is apparently immune to like all fucking forms of debuffing, at least on the defensive side. So a little bit annoying, but it's fine. We dealt with it, no real problem. So Skyla here is great because she does have Interference Sync 5 and the innate multiplier with Flying Zone, so that's 100% total buffs there, as well as having Inertia in the grid, as well as, of course, both Sync Nodes and the innate Tech to 1.5 times multiplier. So she's got a lot of good damage opportunities. And 43,000 damage on the first Sync move is very, very nice, especially because she only had +1 crit, so that was lucky. And we have +6 speed and +4 special attack. Enemies obviously did have interference because she does have Gobsmack and Staggering in the grid, as you've probably noticed from any time I've used her in other showcase videos. So, yeah. Character is very, very good for the flinches. Very, very good nuke, of course. The Air Cutter DPS is not great, of course, but I mean, if you want to whittle down the sides a little bit, it's not the worst thing ever, so there's that. We go for the Sync Nuke on the Machoke over there. It both does not have Flying Zone up, nor does it crit. So we do quite a bit of a low damage roll, but still 14,000 damage is not too bad for sure. So yeah, I mean, very, very good on type, obviously. We'll go ahead and go to the off type showcase after this, but I just wanted to look at Skyla here on type, see just how well she's able to shred a stage on her own, because generally, being an attacker like she is, you would want to have probably a striker alongside her to help take out the sides, as well as just do a little bit of chip damage, because she could take care of a lot of damage in one big go, but of course, that requires her sync move, right? So yeah. This is the sync move pretty much maxed out, +6 speed, +6 special attack, +3 crit, interference, flying zone. This is the max sync nuke on the side here. It does over 100,000 damage. Very, very strong, of course. So that was the on-type Anniversary Skyla showcase. Very, very good, right? Pretty easy to set up her multiplier. She just needs speed and interference, as well as, of course, the generic special attack and crit buffs. And, of course, you have some room to, make error, right? Because she doesn't need the multipliers maxed out in order to do good damage, right? You can have, you can miss a speed buff or two, or a special attack buff or two, whatever, right? As long as you have the interference and flying zone up, I think those are the biggest things, as well as, of course, probably having max crit, so you don't have to rely on too much RNG for the sync move crit, so, yeah. Anyway, that was the battle versus Flying Weak Marshall. Very, very good nuker here, so let's go on and move over to the showcase where we use her nuke off-type alongside a damage dealer, I think. Yeah, I believe so. And we see just how well she's able to perform there. Alright, here's our battle versus Steel Weak Grimsley. We've got Faulkner, Anniversary Skyla, and Anniversary Steven. Obviously, if you've been a fan of my channel, you know that my favorite combination is Skyla plus Anniversary Steven, and Skyla plus Skyla plus Palentine's Elisa. So you'll be able to see a lot of that in this video too, or just a little bit anyway. So, great thing about Skyla here is her flinches, which just enable us to pretty much do this half HP parameter very easily, because we do have good sources of healing with her mini potions, as well as, of course, her still being able to do good nuking damage, as you'll see here in a moment. And of course, she's very, very good at enabling Anniversary Steven with the Flying Zone, as well as buffing his speed with her trainer move, which is very, very nice. So we go ahead and go for a nuke. She's at +3 crit, +3 special attack, and +2 speed. And of course, the enemies do have interference. So we go ahead and do the nuke. Not too bad, right? Okay, so how much does the nuke do here with off-type, right? Off-type first nuke, no max speed, so we are missing that, of course. How much is it? 14,000 damage. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. So we go ahead and go for the mini potion all here just to heal up in order to for Falconer to survive, because Falconer does need to, and we obviously go for the fly here as well because we need to start just dodging, right? The greatest thing about Skyla here is her AoE flinches, meaning if you do somehow miss up a Q or whatever, you can definitely, save yourself, because Air Cutter is AoE. It'll flinch both opponents, which is it's an amazing ability, right? It's only got one caveat, which means that the sides, or the middle, I forget which one it is, they tend to be a little bit slower on the flinch recovery, so sometimes you have inconsistent flinches where like the middle may be flinched but the other sides are already flinching, so it doesn't proc, but whatever, right? Doesn't matter. We go ahead and go for Skyla's nuke here. I'm pretty sure this is maxed out. I may be wrong. So 27,000 damage, plus 5 speed, so almost maxed out, right? Essentially maxed out. And of course, Anniversary Steven definitely benefits a lot from all of her buffs and whatnot, because he's able to do some solid enough damage with the Dragon Ascent, despite being one of the worse sync pairs, I guess, in terms of Anniversary releases just in general, especially compared to other Master pairs. But still, able to do some good off-type damage here. Of course, we are versus the Unova Stadium, so, there is that to consider, but you could probably do the same setup pretty well versus any other relevant stadium besides ones with like Sentry Entry, Wise Entry, that type of stuff. So it's not too bad overall. It's not too bad. So yeah, that was the Anniversary Skyla off-type nuke showcase alongside Anniversary Steven for DPS. Pretty good off-type nuker as well, and it's not just on-type, so that's very, very good. Next, let's go ahead and see how her utility is able to help out other flying sync pairs. Alright, here we are versus Water Weak Chantal. We've got Skyla, Blue, and Pidgeot, as well as Lodge Leaf. So, Blue is definitely one of the best benefiters of Skyla here, because he benefits a lot, obviously, from the Flying Zone, but he also benefits from the Interference immunity. Or not immunity, what the fuck? The Interference, like the flinches and whatnot, because, as does every sync pair, right? Helps him be able to queue up faster. You can do a double flinch thing, because he does have Air Slash, so you can, abuse that for the first few turns, which is great. And we brought Leaf here in order to buff accuracy for Blue, so we got more Brutal Clarity. So yeah, we set up the nuke here and whatnot, do some solid nuking damage. Sadly, we do not KO the side, so there's no turn denial, but it doesn't matter when we turn deny with Air Cutter anyway, so it's not too bad, it's not too bad. So, how much does the nuke do here with the Flying Zone? And obviously it's not maxed out, right? I don't think I queued the Sync Power Flux properly, especially because we already have only 4 gauges, so Sync Power Flux is already kind of neutered, but still, it's not a big problem, because the big stuff with Blue here is the Hurricane damage for the most part. Go ahead, use the flinch. It's just so amazing. I love it when you can proc those Air Cutter flinches. Skyla's so good for the gauge efficiency, the heals, the flinching, the Flying Zone. She's one of the best utility units in the game. I will stand by that fact until I die. She is still one of the best utility units. This is so good. The AoE flinches cannot be underestimated from a character like this one, especially when it's so easy and so consistent to do. It's really, really awesome. So we go ahead and go for Blue's nuke again here. I'm pretty sure this is the 4 gauge bars max sync power flux. Hits for about 14,000 damage. Not too bad, especially, of course, being off-type. Blue definitely had one of the better glow-ups of the, Pokemon Masters Day Grid expansions, I would say. And Anniversary Skyla helps complement that even further. So that's very, very nice, right? The flinches are amazing. The Flying Zone's great. Speed buffs are awesome. Healing's awesome. Just such good stuff that she's able to provide, honestly. It's just an amazing sync pair. I have too much fun using this character. She's able to help out a lot of different flying allies, not just because of the zone, but because of the flinches, and again, healing, speed buffs, etc. As well as being solid, to be a decent enough nuker, should you need her to as well. And of course, we also had Team Sharp entry on this grid as well, so just in case Blue didn't get the NPR, we would be fine. So anyway, yeah, that was the off-type, assist showcase, I guess, versus Grimsley. Let's go ahead and go to the, not Grimsley, Chantal. Let's go ahead and go to the final stadium battle. Alright, here is the on-type stuff against Marshall. We're going to be making full use of Palatine's Elise's great super effective damage with Fly. Obviously, this is more of just a pairing of two my favorite characters that both happen to benefit off of each other immensely, more than it is a realistic showcase or whatever. But of course, if you do have Palatine's Elisa and you have Anniversary Skyla, you're very, very likely to use the setup on type anyway, so I mean, it's still a realistic scenario. And I just decided to bring Glacia for the fun of it because she's able to buff crit, so we don't have to use Elisa's Dire Hit Plus there. And we can also max out Skyla's crit pretty easily as well. And we can get some special tech buffs off of her trainer move, so it was nice. Obviously, there's better supports to bring, but hey, why not bring a budget if you can? Sadly, we do not crit on 2 of the enemies, which is quite annoying, but overall, it doesn't matter. We're able to get some good flinches in and some good damage in with the flies anyway, so it doesn't matter. And we've got the NPR on the flies as well, so we don't have to rely on anything else in order to do damage, so it's not too bad. Go ahead, there we go, we landed the flinches, and I'm pretty sure they don't have any more trainer moves they can do. Okay, his X speed is his last one, probably. So there we go, set up the flying zone again. We go ahead and go for Elisa's fly here. We use Skyla's trainer move, no speed buffs by the way. Also no multipliers, I'm quite certain. I'm pretty sure the only multiplier Skyla has activated is the flying zone one because I don't have the interference sync in the grid. I don't think so. I may, but I don't think I do. 44,000 damage, okay, no I did. I saw it on the passive skills. Okay, so I did have interference sync 5. I don't remember what grid I'm using. I don't. But hey, that was still pretty good. She was able to cover for Elisa because she wasn't able to KO with the fly, mostly because of bad luck, but you know. Also, really good fly damage from Elisa there. Was that like, what, 25,000 damage on a fly? Yeah, that's pretty good. Especially because she's also able to do a lot of sync countdown, which in conjunction with Skyla's turn denial, with the air cutters and whatnot, you know, the flinches. Pretty good stuff. Sadly, we do not get flying zone for this next fly from Elisa, but it's still able to do a lot of good damage. 17,000 damage. Pretty good. And again, sync countdown. Very, very nice. And of course, Glacia is just able to absorb hits for us, so that's nice. There was the on-type stuff using Palatine's Elisa and Anniversary Skyla together. Obviously, they work pretty well. I feel that Palatine's Elisa was a flying type due to the fact that you could run them with Skyla. They wanted to kind of, you know, advertise that a little bit. Use the 2 characters that are intended to be a duo, use them together, right? Kind of how Ingo and Emmett are able to work together, you know, whatever else, right? So that's pretty nice. Anyway, yeah, so that was the on-type battle versus Palatine's Elisa. I have one last idea for some stuff to showcase Skyla's utility, as well as, I guess, just overall damage. So yeah, let's go ahead and head into a Legendary Arena and wrap up this video. It shouldn't be too bad. Should be pretty fun and pretty easy. Alright, here we are versus Lattos. We're going to be using her alongside Sycamore and BP Faulkner in order to make full abuse of her Disarm ability to where she can debuff enemy attack and special attack when they are in a status change. So, or just flinch, trap, confusion, right? Specifically, because technically there are other status changes. Anyway, let's go ahead, hop into the battle here. It should be a relatively easy battle, right? Obviously, you know, Lattos tends to be longer fights, but this shouldn't be too bad. We do have some good forms of healing here with Sycamore, as well as, of course, Skyla's mini potions and whatnot. So, we should be fine here. We'll probably use Skyla, of course, as our main form of damage with the nuke and whatnot, so it should not be too bad for us here. Let's go ahead, get in some debuffs here while we can, and go ahead and just really start screwing over Lattos, because that'd be nice. This thing can be annoying sometimes. There is this condition shield, but that shouldn't affect us, I think. I hope. There we go. Yeah, there's the flinch, which is great. And let's go ahead and go for Sycamore's nuke for the support EX. Start debuffing some accuracy as well, because those accuracy debuffs, those can be very, very useful. Very, very useful. There we go. Sadly, we do not have a way to buff crit for Faulkner, so his air cutters are not going to be doing too much damage, but hey, it's fine. Shouldn't be too big of an issue. We can go ahead and use Skyla's turn move here if we do want to buff her crit to max, which we will probably in the future. Okay, we got the quick here, that's good. And yeah, let's just go ahead and keep landing some of these moves. We can use Sycamore for some solid damage with Moonblast, even if he doesn't crit, it'll be fine. There we go. And we're look at the debuffs, man. This is good. Minus that's a lot of speed debuffs. We're getting accuracy debuffs in now. Yeah, this is looking quite nice. Quite nice. I probably should have. Yeah. Okay, that's fair. Okay, so if I can flinch with this air cutter, I'll go ahead and. Yeah, well, fine. We'll just wait. Okay, and we'll go ahead and go for a mud slap as well. That's fine too. Now, let's go ahead and go for Skyla's nuke here. I just wanted to have the max crit, but sadly we cannot get lucky with our flinches, but it's fine. Because we got lucky before anyway. It's not a big issue. There we go. Not bad damage, because they do have -6 attack as well as -3 special attack, so makes sense. There we go. Go ahead and go for the nuke. How much is this going to do? I'm curious. Oh, wow. I didn't expect it to do that much. Okay, granted, I do have max speed, actually, so that's fair, I guess. Max speed plus, oh, No, wasn't affected by an interference. So, okay, hey, I'll take it, man. I will take it. And we got the flinches on the sides. It looks like we're very, very good about not having to worry about the sides right now, which is very, very, very nice. Special defense debuffs. Are you able... How are we debuffing Lattos' special defense? Sorry if I just don't realize. Do any of these moves actually have the ability to debuff special defense? I legitimately have no idea. Okay, well, hey, there we go. And we've obviously, there we go. We missed out on having to be hit by that hyper beam there from the Alakazam, so that's very, very good. And of course, all of this is without flying zones on Skyla, so that's very nice. That is very nice. There we go. Queue up that, and how many? -6 on the accuracy. Okay, and evasion, of course. We've just been destroying Latias' evasion. Which I didn't even consider when going into this. I actually didn't. I just completely forgot about it. There we go. Let's go ahead, use ourselves a Moonblast here, and we should be able to finish off Latias with the next nuke. Assuming we don't get any unlucky flinches. That flinch is fine. That flinch is fine. There we go. Let's go ahead, go for a mini potion all, and we should be done. Well, other than that Flygon, which is not a big problem. There we go. Go for the mini potion all here, get ourselves healed. Very, very nice healing there. And there we go. That should be it. Should be able to take out Latias with this nuke. How much is this? Because this is without the interference, of course. But, of course, it's a legendary arena, so there's that. 53,000 damage without a crit. That's good, yep. And then probably finish it off with the Moonblast. Yep, goodbye. Very, very easy clear against Latias, mostly because we used 2 debuffers. We used Falconer here with his accuracy, attack, and evasion debuffs, as well as, obviously, Skyla here. Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure I gave Falconer Mind Games, didn't I? That's what the special defense debuffs were from. Okay, that's what they were from. I got confused. Still, very, very nice, right? Very, very easy clear against Latias, right? Anniversary Skyla, just an amazing sync pair even to this day. She released, obviously, in March of 2022 for the half anniversary, the 2.5 specifically, and it's just an amazing sync pair. Definitely one of my favorite sync pairs in the game overall. I would say she's definitely in the top 5, 100%, maybe even up in the top 3. I'm not too sure, but I would say definitely one of my favorite sync pairs in this game. Very, very glad to have her be as good as she is. She is just such a valuable sync pair, even for characters, or players rather, who are new, or even players who are old. This character can provide a lot to you. Being the only flying zone setter is very, very nice, as well as having the AoE flinches, the AoE heals, the speed buffs for the allies, as well as being relatively self-sufficient with her crit and special attack buffs. Team Sharp entry, as we've noted in her grid here, is really good. And of course, she's also got the attack and special attack debuffs with disarm if you want to make abuse of that. And again, she's also got a really strong nuke. So what all could you ask for? Stats are very, very nice as well. So, yeah. Character, very, very awesome. Very, very amazing sync pair. If you haven't picked her up, I do probably recommend to pick her up in the future. I would say that she is definitely probably one of the most valuable sync pairs to be out. I mean, I could be wrong about that, of course. That could be the bias, but AoE flinches are insane. AoE flinches are insane just because you don't have to worry about who you're flinching. It's just insane. But whatever. I'm going to see you all later. I hope you all enjoyed. Let me know what you think about Anniversary Skyla down in the comments below, and I will see you all later.